ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। I think this part 2, canto 2, we have done the first two verses, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, also the part of verse 3.
Yeah, the verse 3, I had just said the introduction to it. Okay, so let us see that. As I said last time, last Friday there was no class because of the Gita Jayanti and the Gita chanting. But here, the challenge is to understand the very first basic step, that I am different from the body, mind, etc. If that is not understood, that I am independent of the body and mind, body, mind, prana, everything, the whole sense complex, psychological complex. If I don't understand I am free from them, there is no way any Vedanta is going to work. That's the first step, and that's one of the most important steps. That the body, mind, etc. is dependent on me, and I am independent of the body and mind, which includes prana, everything. Okay. This step is very, very important. So you will find a lot of Vedanta books, texts, Upanishads, focusing on this a lot. Yeah. Because as Swamiji always used to say, you cannot understand I, you cannot understand Vedanta if the I is lost in the folds of the stomach. Okay. You can't understand. So, and the problem also is that all the time we are functioning through the body and mind. All the time we are working on improving the body and mind. In fact, people think this improvement of body, mind, spirit, etc. itself is spirituality, which is not. Okay. Yeah. Karmasu kaushalam is only meant for that. It's meant to get your mind ready so that the mind can understand something much more. That much more part has to come in. At the same time, can we say, don't enhance the body and mind? We can't say that either. So that is why in various places you will say, you have to keep the body and mind as you keep a good instrument. Like how you keep your car or any other, the laptop that you use, the phones that you use. Okay. How you keep it in good condition, proper maintenance, this, that, etc. So, in keeping with that, you keep the body and mind also in that condition. Yeah. That way. So, with that attitude, if one deals with the body and mind, it works out fine. The fact that it is an instrument should be clear. I mean, I can see people will nod their head, yeah, it's an instrument. Sir. But does the instrument, when you using an instrument, does the instrument dictate terms to you? Or what you should be doing or not doing? But the body and mind dictate terms. No? आज मूड नहीं है, I don't feel like doing that. The body and mind dictates terms. This is what we need to overcome also. Because these are the practical things. Saying I am not the body and mind is easy. I am the one that sees the body, I am not the body. I am the one that sees the mind, I am not the mind. That's a very block approach. Okay. It's a very block approach. You are just making it a logical statement. It's not a fact of your life. As a logical statement, it is good. At least the understanding, cognitive is okay. But what about it? Reflecting in your life. So this type of thinking, that the body is an instrument, I am going to keep it in good shape, it's not me, but this has to be reflected in every area of your life. If that is not done, then Vedanta will not work. At the other extreme, we have people who ignore the body and mind. That ignoring the body and mind also comes from me giving into the body and mind. It's not really ignoring. We think somebody is not taking care of their health, that means they are ignoring the body. No. What do you tell someone who will eat 4 gulab jamuns at one sitting? They are not ignoring the body. They are giving in to the demands of the body. They don't care about the body. It's a very peculiar thing. You are giving in to all the demands of the body and mind, but behaving as though you don't care. You are not taking care of it, that's all. So taking care of the body and saying I am the body are two different things. That's why taking care of the body will automatically involve some discipline. Body, mind, both will involve some discipline. The flip side of it is, either you can say, hey, the body and mind is, see how I can juggle around with my body and mind. It's only an instrument in my hand. If you can say that, great. Or because you are taking care of the body and mind through discipline, etc., you will get more identified with the body and mind. So you have to walk that tightrope. Walking that tightrope becomes important. Yeah. It is like when you get a new car. A scratch on the car is like a scratch on me. No? But once you have driven it around a bit and there are half a dozen scratches, then it doesn't matter anymore. Same way. Okay. Something to think about for everyone. Okay. Then now he is talking about the I as independent of the body, etc. On that. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . ऊर्ध्वं प्राणमुन्नयति अपानं प्रत्यगस्यति मध्ये वामनमासीनं विश्वे देवा उपासते. Urdhvam pranam upanayan. The one that pushes the prana upwards. Okay. Because the prana works on the upper part of the body. Nabhi upwards. The one that pushes the apana downwards. Lower part of the body. Okay. Apanam nayati. Madhye va amanam asinam. And in the middle, what is seated? Vishwa Devaha Upasate. The eye that is impelling the prana up, apana down. The eye that is there, that is the one that is the most adorable. That is the truth behind Ishvara as well. Okay, a slight digression here. What do you think starts getting weaker first, prana or apana, when you start aging?
Apana.
Why apana? If apana, why? If prana, why? Yoga teachers or those who are into yoga, what ages first, prana or apana?
Apana, no, Swamiji?
Huh? Prana?
Down the digestive part, no? Chaptara,
Okay.
kind of.
Tell me, when you start aging, look at an old person. What is the first thing that you notice about them?
They lose control over their apana.
Lower limbs, na? You feel your legs are weaker. Aging always starts with the leg. That means apana is weaker.
Yeah.
Apana is weaker. Yeah. First thing, older people, balance goes off. Walking becomes difficult. You're not steady on your feet.
You eat also less as you grow older. No?
Yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah. So that's why you need, people always say breathing, apana has to be kept strong also. You will miss it out. Yeah. Yeah. Therefore, that is where the whole thing comes from, okay? Therefore, the one who moves it up and down. Of course, is a manifested consciousness. The consciousness that is manifest in your mind, that may helps it move up and down. But that manifested consciousness is nothing but pure consciousness. Therefore, that is a worshipful one, he says. That is the I. Okay. That means what? Now you are recognizing the I, the consciousness, in your functioning. This will also prevent you from putting the I somewhere in Timbuktu. There's a tendency among Vedanta students to say, I is beyond this, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. Beyond kidhar, like, Yeah. So, to prevent that, yeah, your functioning prana and apana functioning is there, no? So, in your prana and apana functioning, what is it that makes the prana and apana function? The I. Therefore, the I is always I. Therefore, in all your pranic function, you are there very much. Yeah. You are there. In all your pranic function, you are there. Like in Buddhist meditation, you will say, watch your breath, watch your breath. Don't forget to breathe, watch your. We will say, what is the one that is making you breathe? First, okay, watch your breath, fine. Then shift attention to what? To the one that is, to the one that is Making you breathe. No? What is that? The one that is making you breathe. That is the one that is the I is about. Yeah. Yeah. Are you getting what I am trying to say? Yeah. So there is where the whole thing comes about. Okay. So people say, but we are alive because of prana and apana, no? Yeah. We are alive because of prana and apana. You know, nobody is saying no to that. Okay. Nobody is saying you are not alive because of prana and apana. But what is more than that? That is what he is shifting attention to. Okay. अस्य विश्रमजन्यस्य शरीरस्थास्य देहिनः देहाद्विमुच्यमानस्य किमत्र परिशिष्यते एतद्वैतत्. You have a sense of I, correct? I am in this body. I function through this body. The functional I. Okay? Asya visramanasya sharirastasya dehina. This dehi, the one who is manifest in this body, this dehi, sharirasta, that is there in this body, when he is freed from the body, death, freed from the body, okay? Dehad vimuchyamanasya, and is freed, what is left in the body? What is left in the body? I am not there anymore. Existence is left. Existence is less, you know. Okay. Or you can say, you are not there in the body anymore. You took the body as yourself. Once you leave, do you take that body as yourself anymore? Prarabdha over, you have to quit this body. Let us say it's not an old body. It's fit and fine. You collapsed in the gym and you went. Lot of such cases we are hearing. Yeah, every other day in Bombay, some case like this you will hear. Fit and fine character collapsed in the gym and went. Okay. So it's not that the body is old and I want a new body. No, body is fine. But once you got out of it, you don't say, that is me anymore. You don't even feel it. You don't even feel it. So what is he trying to highlight here? He is trying to highlight the fact that you are dehadibhi vyatirattam, independent of the body, etc. You know, those who feel that this I am the body, I am the mind, etc. is very strong and you want to release from that, you know, you want to shake it up a bit. Okay. I will advise you to take a translation of Viveka Chudamani and read the whole thing. I am not going to teach the text at any time. Don't expect me to teach it. Okay. It is a very simple text. 20 verses why I am not the body. Each one verse is 1 point. 30 verses why I am not the mind. There is nothing to be explained. The verse is self-explanatory, 1 point. I am not the body because I see it. Abhi kya explain karne ka? You already heard to all their explanation. But what happens is, when you are getting 20 different viewpoints why you are not the body, 30 points why you are not the mind, etc. It sinks in. Okay, it sinks in. Yeah. All right. Therefore, dehadi vimuchyamanasya kyamatra sarif sharira ichyate. Then he says, but that should be the prana, na? It's the prana that leaves the body. Isn't the prana that leaves the body? We also say in Hindi, प्राण चले गया, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए. नॉर्थ इंडिया में थोड़ा अलग हो जाता है, प्राण जाए लेकिन वचन न जाए. That's why Pran got into the bus. Amitabh Bachchan didn't get into the bus. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so he's saying that न प्राणेन न अपानेन मर्त्यः जीविति कश्चनः इतरेण तु जीवन्ति यस्मन्नेदो विपाश्रितः. न प्राणेन न अपानेन. You don't live by prana or apana alone. You are not living by prana and apana alone. But he says, Martyah jivati, kaschid martyah na kaschana jivati. By prana and apana alone, no mortal is going to live only by that. Then what? Itarena tu jivanti. Itarena tu jivanti, by something else. What is that? Yasmin etau upashritau. On which these two are based. Enlivened by the consciousness, prana and all other activity. Otherwise, what is the difference between? Now, here it is. You are a breathing entity. Prana, apana is functioning. This character is put on a ventilator. He is practically dead. Okay? But prana and apana is functioning because of the ventilator. Will you call him alive? You won't declare him dead yet. There is something like death and there is something like legally dead. He is not yet legally dead. Legally dead will be when they withdraw the ventilator and the body stops breathing. It's the time of death, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Are you getting the idea? Therefore, it is not merely by prana and apana. Prana and apana has to be enlivened by something. That something is the consciousness we are talking about. That something is the consciousness that we are talking about. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then prasanga vashat. Because the topic has come up after death, etc., he is elaborating a little bit in terms of what happens after death. Okay, a couple of verses on that. Just a couple of verses, not a very great elaboration. Okay. To be wanted more elaborate, then you must read something like Tibetan Book of the Living and Dying, of the Living and Dead, which itself is based on the Garuda Purana. Yeah, ideas taken from the Garuda Purana. So you must need books like that. This is just an indication. Okay, so the indication comes here. Hantata idam pravakshyami kuhyam brahma sanatanam yatha cha maranam prapya atma bhavati gautamaha. Hantam tu idam pravakshyami. Hey champ, right now. Hantaha. Idam pravakshyami. I am going to tell you right now. Guhyam Brahma Sanatanam. Something that is Guhyam in Brahman. Okay. Or something about Sanatanam Brahma. Yathacha Maranam. That Brahman which doesn't change. But looks like what? Yathacha Maranam Prapya. Atma Bhavati Gautama. What happens to the Atma? Once you die, Maranam Prapya. Once you gain death, what happens? Okay. All right, tell me what happens after death. Okay. Do I see a white light, etc.? He is not bothered about those things, okay? He is not bothered about white light, whom you are going to meet after death, etc., etc. योनिम मन्ये प्रपद्यन्ते शरीरत्वाय देहिनः स्थानुम अन्योन्य संयन्ति यथा कर्म यथा श्रुतम. What happens? Anye yonim prapadyante. They will enter different wombs. What? Sharirattvaya dehina, to get a new body. In between some time in other dimensions, etc. is understood. Okay. Yeah. But again, okay. Or what? Or they will become sthanum. Sthanum is what? Those that which cannot move, like trees, etc. Plant life. Okay. So yonim prapadyante, mammals, etc. Even birds, reptiles, eggs, because they are all moving. Or even lower life forms, immovable ones. And how do you gain these births? Yatha karma yatha shrutam. In keeping with their actions, karma, and yatha shrutam, their level of learning, understanding, etc. Their level of learning and understanding. So that learning and understanding will include your meditations, etc., upasanas, mental worship, etc. All this thing. Yeah. So in other words, what? Okay, maybe a little bit elaboration for those who have not been exposed to this. It's only in human birth or a birth in what is equivalent to a human. Now, what is human? That's also we have to see. It is not based just on this body. Okay. I mean, this body on earth evolved in a particular manner because the requirements were like this. Somewhere else, it may have evolved in a different manner. So, what is that makes you human? Self-awareness and freedom of choice. That is what makes you human. To be aware of yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, etc., etc. That self-awareness I am talking about. I am not talking about self-awareness, self-knowledge. Self-awareness and freedom of choice makes you human. Why am I saying that? Because self-awareness and choice is there in other life forms also, no? Very rudimentary. A donkey is aware that I am a donkey and I am not a buffalo. Correct? That much it is aware of. Not more than that. Not more than that. Freedom of choice is practically negligible. Why? Does it have a choice to eat a cutlet for breakfast? Doesn't have. It felt like kicking, it kicked. Does it have the freedom of choice to restrain itself from kicking when it feels like it? Not there. Felt like kicking, it kicked. That restraint, the choice. See, in that restraint there is an expression of choice. I felt like it, but I choose to do it differently. Human beings have felt like kicking somebody, then you saw the size of the guy and he said, nah. So, that restraint is possible in a human being. So, freedom of choice and self-awareness is what I would say makes a human being. Because these two factors are there, self-knowledge is also possible. Fresh karma can be gained. Both these options come. If you don't have freedom of choice, how can you gain fresh karma? You can't be held accountable for something that you had no choice about. Can you be held accountable? Hey, you have taken so many breaths today. You should pay extra for the number of breaths. You don't have a freedom of choice in breathing or not breathing. Yeah. You don't have that. So because of that, karma you can gain only when you have freedom of choice. That means if you have done some actions as a human being, then you have karma phala possible. Then after this lifetime, if your karmas are such that standing in your account are such that you need to gain a similar lifetime, then you will get a human birth. If your karmas are good, higher lokas. Have a break. You have done well, you have struggled, you have suffered, everything. Have a break. Go to higher lokas. Yeah. And in Kali Yuga, how much higher lokas are we going to? Pitraloka, usse zyada. Even heaven is few. Warriors go. Soldiers who died in battle will go to Veera Swarga. Others, Pitraloka maximum. Usse zyada kidhar karma karte hain? Where do we do yagas and homas and all regularly? At the most we will participate. Shankaramata mein hota hai, we will go and participate. More than that, where do we do? So, then if your karmas are balanced enough, good and bad has got a nice balance. Okay, human birth. We are all mishras. Okay, mixture of good and bad. That's why our life experience is also like that. Everything is going fine. Why have I sprained my ankle here? Walking is difficult. I enjoy walking. Abhi kya hai? I'm limping. And an astrologer will tell, हाँ थोड़ा शनि का ये दृष्टि is there on you. शनि दृष्टि is revealing karma. शनि is not causing it. शनि को और कुछ काम धंधा नहीं है क्या? The position of शनि revealing that this is your karma. Yeah. So a shorter way of saying is शनि is causing it. That's all. So karma. If there are more negative karmas, then karmas where freedom of choice is not there, births where freedom of choice is not there, only bhoga is there, exhaustion is there. Only exhaustion. You have to exhaust that karma. You are born as a tree. 200 years, exhaustion of karma. And once you become 40, 50 years, you are a big tree. Hey, don't cut it. If you are a shrub, they will keep chopping it off. That means if you are as a shrub, chopping it off means moksha earlier, okay? Next lifetime, no. It's better. But now you have become a tree. 200 years suffer. All the birds come and do all sorts of nonsense on you. Kids will come and break off twigs and things like that. Hey, it's painful. Can you see how much bhoga is there? You think it's easy being a tree? Sun dries up all your leaves. The tree itself gets dehydrated and shriveled up. Rainy season, a lot of but then everyone comes and takes off all the leaves and the branches. Problematic life. And you think human beings have a problem. Yeah. Or animal life forms. Oh my God. All bhoga only, na? Yeah. Yatha karma yatha jnanam. Yeah. In keeping with the karma that you have done and how much of understanding that you had, because once the mind expands enough by the exposure of Vedanta and you have had good insights into Vedanta, it is difficult to squeeze that man back into a lower life form. That's why Krishna makes that promise in the Gita, that if you have come to Vedanta and you have made some effort of understanding it, then you will get a human life again. सुन के जाने से नहीं हो जाएगा, थोड़ा कोशिश करना है. The big difference between learning and सुन के जाना है ना. Swami Tarandagiri would say this. समझो, all these people study from me. हाँ, इन लोग सब बराबर पढ़ा. और वो 2 जन आया था, वो क्या सुन के गया. He heard it and went. There is no studying, they just heard it and went. So you make a choice, what do you want to be? सुन के जाना है क्या पढ़ना है बराबर. Want to study it properly. Yeah. So yatha karma yatha jnanam. This is said prasanga vashat. Okay, just because it came up in the topic, it came up, he mentioned that. But because it has come up, when someone dies, what chapter of the Gita will you read? 8th chapter, or the Kathopanishad. Because this also mentions a little bit like that. It is dealing with life after death, etc. Therefore, you will mention this also. Yeah. You can read this also. Yeah. All right. Okay. All this happens. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So when will this thing of karma stop? This chakra of karma, when will it stop? Somewhere it has to stop, no? That's why it's called an Ananta Yatra. You keep going. The journey continues. And when does it stop? When you gain moksha, when you know the truth. At no other time will it stop. Though there are Purva-pakshas available. When I exhaust all my karmas, then there is no more birth for me. But how is that ever possible? Because in the process of exhausting karmas, you are creating new karmas. Yeah. The very fact that you are living, for Sharira Yatra you will do karma. Yeah. And that will involve karma, karma phalam, everything will involve. Can you really live as a human being without doing any kamya karma? Desire prompted activity. Can you really live as a human being without giving a helping hand to somebody else? Someone close. Can you really live as a human being without taking care of some of your duties and responsibilities? All this creates karma, good karma. Can you really live as a human being without cursing somebody, at least mentally? Or whacking the guy physically? Or hurting plant or animal life? You can't. All this creates negative karma. So punya papa is always there in a human's life. However minimalistic you try to be, however minimalistic. Samjhe, I am vegan, therefore I am not causing anything. No? How many insects you are destroying? You know how much of pesticide they use to grow your this? No, Samjhe, I use organic. Correct. Organic also uses neem, etc. They don't use chemical, that's all. Can't avoid it. You cannot avoid karma. Therefore, there is no exhaustion of karma. Fresh karma is always created. Plus, of course, what is standing in your account, millions of lifetimes. Millions of lifetimes, what is carried forward. Therefore, the only exhaustion of karma will be possible when you know the truth, that's all. When you see that you are independent from the karma, you are not accountable for the karma. Karma phala is not yours. It belongs to this mithya entity called jiva. It belongs to a mithya entity called ahankara. And itself is mithya. I am the satyam. Until that understanding comes in, karma phala does not leave you. Even after that understanding, as long as you are living in a human body, the body will have karma phala. Why do wise people get a heart attack or something? What stress is there in his life? No stress. Yeah, no stress. There is no stress. But then why did he get a heart attack? Is there a rule that if there is no stress, he can't get a heart attack? It's only some new age thinking, some foolish new age thinking says that if you are a wise person, you'll be perfectly healthy. Please don't fall for this nonsense, okay? Every wise person whom I knew had some issue or the other. I have not seen a single wise person who never had some physical problem or the other. Why? Karma will get you, no? Yeah. Karma will get you. For the body, karma is there, no? So it's not that you will be in perfect health. This is all new age nonsense. Okay? Dump it. Yeah. There is no system also. So do yoga. Yeah, yoga, your health will be taken care of. Do qigong, do this. All that will take care of health up to a point. Not more than that. You can look 20 years younger. Big thing. My God, if your age is 20 years less than your chronological age, that's a big thing. Yeah, big thing. That's a maximum. Okay. That's a maximum. Yeah. At 70, you have the fitness of a 50-year-old. Great. Very good. But that's all. More than that, what can you do? Nothing. Yeah. इतना ही है बात. So don't expect this, don't fall in for this new age nonsense, okay? That when you are in perfect knowledge of the truth, mind, body, etc., becomes perfect. We are talking about the Atma, not body and mind. Can you see how little the understanding is? Because their identification of the body and mind is so strong, they think with spiritual knowledge, body and mind has to become perfect. This is called Kali Yuga. Okay. ये सब कली में बहुत आता है ऐसा, this type of ideas. Why? You have some theory. Put it on Instagram, put it on YouTube, put it on this, put it on that, become an influencer. Any nonsense can go, na? If you are lucky enough, if your karma has been good enough that it will become popular, it will become popular. And all these things become popular because people are looking for quick fix, shortcuts. Yeah, this is part of spirituality. It's not part of spirituality, it's part of ignorance, nonsense. Okay. य एषा सुप्तेषु जागृतिं कामं कामं पुरुषो निर्मिमानः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्म तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकाश्रिताः सर्वे तदुनात्येति कश्चन एतद्वैतद्. Okay. ये एषु सुप्तेषु जागृतिषु. Supteshu when you are asleep or Jagriti when you are awake. Kamam kamam purushaha nirmimanaha. You are creating all sorts of desirable objects. When you are awake, you are trying to get all the desirable objects. In dream, you are creating it. Suptaha there means dream. Okay. You are creating all those things. And you are creating yourself chasing them. That's also there. At least in dream you can create that you have it. No? No, udhar we will be chasing it only. Okay. And he makes a jump. After this he makes a jump. Okay. And this much you know, na? In waking world you are looking for all desirable objects. In the dream you are creating all of them. You know that? No. Who's the one that knows that? Who's the one that is aware of that? Aware of the waking and the dream world and the absence of both in deep sleep, if you want to add. You are that entity. Na? Therefore, the very fact you are seeing the waking and the dream means what? The very fact of seeing the waking and the dream world shows you are independent of it. Drigdrisha Viveka follows from that only. Na? The very fact that you see shows you are independent. Very fact that you are seeing it shows you are independent of it. नहीं बात है और क्या बात है? Yeah. Therefore he says, Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma. That I that's conscious of the whole thing. Tadeva Shukram, that's the pure entity. Tad Brahman, that's Brahma. Tadeva Amrutam Uchyate, that itself is called as Amrutam, immortal, free from time and space, because time is a mental construct and you are the one who is objectifying that mental construct. So for Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma, Tadevam Amrutam Uchyate. This is as far as the individual is concerned. Now the same consciousness is what? Tasmin lokaha shrita sarve. The whole world. It is not only that your body and mind is dependent on it, whole world is dependent on it. All the worlds are dependent on it. All the worlds, all the dimensions are dependent on it. That means what? You, the existent consciousness, is the basis for everything. Yeah. और क्या? See, we start. The important thing is that I consciousness factor. Yes. Yeah. That I am that consciousness is important. But you don't stop with I am consciousness. The body and mind is dependent on me, the consciousness, I, the consciousness, independent of body and mind. This is an important step. If this step is not taken, nothing will be clear. That's why last 2-3 verses he focused on this. The prana moves up, apana moves, all that. Okay. So the first step is this much. I am that consciousness and the body and mind is dependent on me. I am independent. I, the consciousness, independent of body and mind. This is important. You can't stop there. The limitlessness aspect only makes it complete. So how do you say it's limitless? All the dimensions are based on this existence alone. Any dimension anywhere is nothing but existence. No? Forms of existence, and I am that pure existence, so the whole thing is dependent on me. So on me, the existing consciousness, not only body, mind is etc. is dependent, whole cosmos is dependent on it. This jump makes Vedanta complete. This is called Sarvatma Bhava. The Bhava that I am the basis for everything. Now people immediately say, but that is difficult, no? That is difficult only if the first step is not taken. That if I don't understand I am the consciousness independent of body and body and mind is dependent on me, if that is not a fact for me, then the second step becomes very, very difficult. So whatever is your block in your life, in modern living the biggest block is comfort orientation. They are so comfort oriented. You can't put up with discomfort. Yeah. Why can't we put up with some discomfort? I mean, look at it. Because I am uncomfortable. No, you're okay. I can't objectively see that body mind is having issues. Agreed, body is uncomfortable. But I am fine. I can't see that. At least if not fine, I can tackle that. That is a big issue. Because we have so many, even look at our treatment that we undergo. Let us say you have diabetes. I am not wishing diabetes on anyone, but let us say one person has got diabetes and you are going to a doctor. He will tell you avoid carbs, avoid sweets, all that other, put calorie restricted diet, all that he will tell you. And he will give you either tablets or injection, insulin, whatever. And monitor yourself. You can easy, with all those machines available to test yourself. We have made it easy. Previously, to test yourself for diabetes, you have to take your urine sample. No, I can do it at home. Yes, you have to buy that Bendix solution. There's a solution called Bendix solution, old fashioned. I don't know whether doctors nowadays use it in a lab also. Sunita, do we use it in a lab nowadays, that Bendix solution? No, no. Use that Bendix solution. Then you bring it to a boil, heat it over a small spirit lamp, bring it to a boil. Then put 5 drops of the urine into it, and then according to the color you will decide what is safe and not safe. That was difficult self-monitoring. Now self-monitoring is easy. You get these electronic machines, 1 drop of blood, oh yeah. And now they're going to make it easier without taking a drop of blood also. Can you see? Comfort, 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 comfort. So when you're so comfort oriented, if your sugar is a bit high, what will you do? Take half a tablet extra. Take 5 points insulin extra. Are you going to say I should cut down on sweets? Cut back on sweets? Lifestyle adjustment करता है. It's good to walk morning and evening a little bit. Sugar control is very difficult without walking. How many people do it? That rather take their extra tablet. So everything is becoming so comfort oriented. I know somebody who had a bit high cholesterol, etc. And this guy used to love batata vadas. Okay. So coming home from office, his work was such, he could come home by 6 o'clock. Those days, I'm talking 20 years back. Come home. He'll pick up half a dozen vadas and come and finish most of it off. His wife may eat one, he'll take other things, he'll finish. Then cholesterol, etc. went high. So he went to a doctor. In the annual checkup, he found, no. So he decided to stop eating butter vadas, go jogging, etc. Good, no? And you know what the doctor told him? Why bother? Tablet hai na apna paas? I'm not saying all doctors are like that. For example, Sunita, I know for sure is not like that. But what I am trying to say is, can you see how much we are caught up in this? How much we are caught up? That you have a serious lifestyle issue, you are still not willing to change lifestyles. You'd rather have that sweet and take an extra few points of insulin rather than avoiding that sweet. I'm not talking about once in a way, I'm talking about as a regular thing. Once in a way anything is fine, that's a different thing. So, with this much of getting caught up in the body mind, what is civilization? Converting luxuries into necessities. When did the cell phone come into India? I mean, when it started becoming popular? 25 years? 25 years. In 93, 94, etc., it was so expensive you couldn't afford it. 16 rupees a minute, whether you were making a call or receiving a call. So by 98, 99, etc., it started becoming more affordable. 25 years. In 25 years, this has become an indispensable part of our life. No? There was a time when your landline was a luxury. Now landlines are obsolete. Who has landlines? Cell phones. So what is civilization doing? Luxuries. The luxury of having a phone with you on the move has become necessity. There's a time when having a car was considered luxury. Now it's only a mode of transport. No? Makes you mobile, that's all. Makes you more mobile. Forget it. Do you know there is a, in your taxes, footwear was considered luxury? Blades were considered, shaving blades were considered luxury. I remember we used to go to my village in Kerala, the first thing you'll do is you'll kick off your shoes. There's a corner where you put all the shoes. And whole holiday we are roaming all over the village without shoes. Why? It's a luxury, we don't need it. Village, who needs a shoe? Pair of slippers in the village. It's easy, walk into a temple, walk in anywhere. You don't need. And before you walk into someone's house, there's always some water kept outside so you can wash your feet and go in. This is tradition. Can you think of footwear, slippers as luxury now? We are wearing them inside the house also, no? Special pair of slippers for inside the house. Hey, there's nothing wrong in any of these things. But what I'm trying to say is, all this makes us so conscious and comfort oriented. So conscious and comfort oriented that we don't know how to deal with that. I am the body. That entrenches I am the body so much. So much so now we have to have a special sadhana for it. Like Jains do, no? Morning go to the temple barefoot. Don't wear slippers and go. Jains do that. Good idea. Walk barefoot. Hey, road mein kaisa barefoot chalega? Chalo, you're not going to die. Shabrimala, you cannot climb that mountain with your footwear. You have to be barefoot and climbing 5 kilometers. And it's not a tarred road or anything like that. So now we need special sadhana. Why? Because we got too comfort oriented. Nothing wrong in using comforts. Let it not entrench that I am the body thing. So do whatever is necessary to break that. Play a sport, play a game, fast sometimes, whatever necessary. You do what you think will help you free from the fact that I am independent of the body, body will listen to me and I don't have to listen to the body. If you can do that, then Vedanta becomes easier. This is all put in one word as adhikaritvam dhamma, that's it, and left it like that. Titiksha and dhamma mein aa jata hai ye dono. But important.
I have a question.
Shoot. Sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry, Sunita, you may have to ask it some other time. I think both our connections are weak. Both our connections are a bit weak. Can I, can you all hear me or see me or no? Okay, Sunita, what was your question? I think this thing has blocked her off. Okay. Okay. There's some problem with the connection, but it's already 8:10. So we'll continue this class some other time. Okay. Next time. So about Sunday class, I'll put it up on the board. Okay. Om Tat Sat. Take care.
Thank you, sir.